This is the Western Heritage, Chapter 10, Renaissance and Discovery. This particular lecture will take you up to humanism in your text. This is a picture, and a really important part of the Renaissance is the art. This was made by a Dutch painter, mentioned in your book as Flemish, which is now what we would call the Netherlands or Belgium. Notice the dress and apparel of the lady that is in black, and it is very conservative. The Renaissance. Another way of calling the Renaissance is the rebirth. After the Great Plague, with so many people dying, the Renaissance was a rebirth of all of the good things that happened. Now, in contrast with medieval Europe, that was fragmented, feudal society, it was agricultural economy only, church dominated and thought by the culture, the change was Renaissance Europe, where you had political centralization, national feelings as part of nationalism, urban development, and commercial and capitalist economies. This is standard 3, growing lay secular control of thought and culture. Lay are people that are not part of the church, and secular means not part of the church. It's things that are done outside of the church. Real important term to know. Secular is outside of the church. Okay, the Italian Renaissance. I'm going to underline these dates. From approximately 1375 to 1527. The beginning is the death of Petrarch. Petrarch is also known as the father of humanism. That is one of your test questions in your test bank. Another really important person of the Renaissance is Boccaccio. The end of the Renaissance, or the High Renaissance, is marked by the sack of Rome, which is a question on your test, which happened in 1527. The spread of civic humanism, which is a term very important, you'll notice that is in your test bank a lot, is humanism plus civic reform. And this is through Northern Europe. There are many Italian city-states that developed: Milan, Florence, Venice, the Papal States, Naples. They were all prosperous urban centers of trade and commerce. And you'll know that in Italy, if you look at the geography, all of these places are close to ports and harbors. The Italian city-state. It was less developed by endemic warfare between popes and Holy Roman emperors. It was characterized by intense social strife and competition for political power. Social classes, standard 3, social. How was it changed? You had people that had been rich and passed it down from century to century, but now you've got a new group. New rich, small business owners. Not born to title, but made money. And when you make money, that's when you have influence. Next one. One of the most important people that represents this area is Cosimo de' Medici. He was from Florence. He was a banker, not a bankert, and a statesman. Okay, desperate, hired by many cities to keep order, usually with mercenary armies. And this is another term that's on your test. Condottieri. Okay? I'm highlighting the most important words in this pretty segment. If you can imagine, with all this money, people want to spend it. And what do they spend it on? They spend it on art, culture, music, clothes, things that are of entertainment because of all the wealth. This is a map showing all the different little states that Italy was in. Italy does not become unified until much, much later. But you can see how these are all broken down. In this last picture, as a picture of women in Florence weaving the fabrics and making the clothes for the rich. And that concludes this particular section of the text. And we'll start with humanism next.